Outlaw Sports is brought to you by Molson Canadian, made from Canada, and Rocky Mountain Barbecue, Alberta barbecue cuisine at its best.
For hours and hours every week, I go over the good, the bad, the ugly.
Not this week, because he had to pick out this wardrobe.
That's why you wanted me to start, because you just wanted to get that line in there.
No, I didn't.
Finally, I start the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Wear the suit.
You've done some homework because I shamed you last week because you know you've never done the proper research. You just look over my shoulder,
Isn't it great
much like you did in grade 10 math.
Isn't it great to have that kind of talent where you don't have to do that?
Saskatchewan. The good.
You know what I thought it was, Grant?
I'm going to start. What?
Oh, okay. Okay, you start, then I'll...
No, I think you had something really good you wanted to say.
I think the Brian McGrattan deal, I liked it. Now, I'll tell you why. Because he comes in here and he gives them a little breathing room. You know, because we were talking about, this is a powder puff hockey team. With this guy, they get a little more breathing room. Maybe guys won't be running the goaltenders now. Maybe they won't be taking liberties now. This guy gives them a little bit of a respect in the toughness. Now, when we saw the game and he fought Tom Saucedo, that idiot that used to play for Philadelphia that got picked up here by Vancouver, and he beat him up. And I was listening to the Vancouver announcers.
He didn't beat him up.
He did. He got some, they said, oh, it's a draw. And that's bullshit, it was a draw. He landed some good hits. Now, that was excellent, the way he comes in here. Just gives them a little breathing room. I think they need that.
One game.
Doesn't matter, Grant.
One game, Mike.
Yeah, but still...
This guy can't land. Okay.
I know, we'll get into that a little later in the week, Grant, because...
so that's your good?
I know what you're... Yeah, because I just think... And I always like that toughness on a hockey team. You know that. And without it, I think you're just setting yourself up.
I want to talk about toughness. I don't know if you want to do it in the good, bad, and the ugly, because I want to talk about toughness, because Edmonton just picked up from Toronto a guy named Mike Brown, who's a tough guy, too. So there are some brawlers getting signed right now. But to me, that shows a weakness in your team. But well, let's get into
a little later in the week.
Does Montreal Canadiens have any brawlers?
Oh yeah, they do.
No.
Well, what's Brandon Prust?
No, he's a player.
Oh, he can play, yeah, but he's
still... the Boston Bruins, is Sean Thornton a brawler, or is he a bit of a player?
He's a player.
There you go.
Yeah.
The Boston Bruins don't have brawlers.
No.
Brawlers is a nice way of saying goons or just fighters. That's what I'm... Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You want my good?
Yes.
Brandon Prust.
Why the hell did the Flames ever get rid of that
Twice.
guy? Twice, yeah.
Twice. They traded him to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Got him back. Then they traded him to the New York Rangers. Daryl Sutter did, for Olli Jokinen and Alice Kodalik, part of that deal. You know, he was a free agent. He was with the New York Rangers last year. I thought a pretty good player.
Yeah.
Scrappy player that can play and a good leader. He learned his craft in junior hockey with the London Knights under Dale Hunter. This guy can play hockey the right way, is what every team needs. As a free agent, I think he's signed for $2.5 million a year. It's 5 years, something like that. It's about $10 million. And I thought, whoa, that's way too much for this kind of player. Now I see what he does for the Montreal Canadiens and what he brings. And you look at Anton Babchuk, the defenseman who can't make the Flames lineup, makes $2.5 million a year.
Yeah, yeah.
What a waste of money. Why didn't the Flames say, you know, why would the Flames sign Babchuk and not go after Brandon Prust?
And you know, he was out there. He was up for the taking.
He was.
I
just love that kind of player.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me a little bit of Tiger Williams. And I'll say what I mean by that is that Tiger Williams was perhaps one of the most best-conditioned athletes.
Did you not explain who Tiger Williams is?
Well, Jesus, hopefully we're not at that stage. But Tiger Williams wasn't the toughest guy out there, but he would fight with everybody.
Not the biggest either.
And not the biggest. And same with Prust. He's got the crap beat out of him, but he'll put his nose in there. And, you know, he's the kind of guy...
He can play a little bit, too.
Sure
he can score goals, he can play. And from my understanding, everybody likes this guy. He's what every team needs. So the way he's leading Montreal right now, they're on a tear.
Yeah.
Leading the East. I think Brandon Prust is my good for the week.
Okay.
What's your bad?
You know what I think it is, Grant? And it goes hand in hand with the officiating. I think when McGrattan got that 10-minute major for giving the salute, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
It just goes to prove, and this will go into my ugly. I'm just going to jump into the ugly right away. It goes to prove how bad officiating really is in the NHL this year. For God's sakes, when in the hell did the NFL replacement refs get a job here in the NHL?
That's what I always
because
think.
It's brutal. They don't know what to call, Grant. They're afraid to make good, strong calls.
I don't disagree. Is it the referee's fault or all these rule committees and new rules that have been implemented by the league that they're totally confused, because I guess that
confused.
is a new rule after a fight.
Jesus Christ.
No, but who? Don't just blame the guy who's trying to do his job. If he gets off the ice, there's a supervisor saying, now listen, remember this new rule? We just implemented this last
like
year.
News directors, eh, Grant?
Remember,
just let us do what we do.
They pick their spots.
They do.
I found that surprising, that you can't embarrass a guy. Remember it was at Aram Asham, I think he played for Pittsburgh?
Yes.
And then he do this kind of thing.
And he did that.
You can go to sleep now.
Yeah.
I think if it's an embarrassing. But remember, didn't Ty Domi, when we used to fight?
Did the belt thing.
Yeah,
until Messier told him not to do it anymore when they're playing with the Rangers.
With the Rangers?
Yeah.
When they used to fight, Bob Probert.
Yeah.
Those kind of fights. To me, to salute to the crowd, not to embarrass the opponent, was ludicrous.
I
bet the referee would like to have that one back. My bad is something we can probably expand on later, but it's Rory McIlroy. Yeah. Ranked #1 golfer in the whole world, 23 years of age. He's playing in the Honda Classic last week. He's 7 over par, 8 over par after He's not doing very well. Honda Classic in Florida. He puts his shot into the water, walks off the course. He goes straight to his car. Like, he just gives up.
Yeah.
And this lack of class. And he blames it later on a wisdom tooth.
What, it was retarded? Jesus.
The pain was too much.
Yeah.
So he's getting ready to play in a tournament this week in Florida, and he admits he was wrong, which is good for him. But if you're the #1 guy in the world, if Nike has just recently started paying you $20 million a year for endorsements only, you got to live up to that credibility. You got to be like Tiger a little bit, who's got some guts, got some fortitude. When things are falling apart, still has the eye of the tiger and goes for it. So that's pretty bad for a professional player, #1 ranked in the world, walks off in the second round.
Okay, is that your ugly too?
No, that's my bad.
Okay, get your ugly, because we're going long and I've already stated mine.
Patrick Coletta, Buffalo Sabres, hit from behind, boarding penalty on Brad Richards last Sunday.
Yep.
He gets 5 games. I think he should get more. I mean, if you prorate what McGrattan did doing this, 10-minute misconduct, which is that a third of the game or something like that? I don't know, my math's not very
Sixth of the game.
Sixth of the game.
Yes.
Sixth of the game. Thank you very much. You're right. And this guy gets 5 for really, he could have killed the guy.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So
but he's an idiot anyhow.
He's probably the dirtiest player in the league. He's taken over from Matt Cook and Raffi Torres. So that's my ugly.